Welcome to the deep dive. You've sent us your sources, and today we're zeroing in on something a lot of you seem really curious about. SZA's 2025 skincare routine.
That's right. Alani Amani Rowe, SZA, obviously incredible Grammy winner. And yeah, her whole approach to skincare, it's definitely got people talking. She just glows.
She really does. So we're not just scratching the surface here. We're going to really explore, who SZA is and why her view matters so much. Then what's she actually doing day to day, when did this become such a focus for her,
right?
Where's she getting products, ideas, and crucially the why does this specific routine seem to work so well? We'll pull out some useful bits for you along the way.
Definitely. And to really get her skincare philosophy, you kind of have to get SZA herself, Alani Amani Rowe. She connects with people because she feels authentic, doesn't she? More than just a musician.
Yeah, totally. That raw voice, those super personal lyrics, fans feel that connection. And it seems like that honesty carries over into how she presents herself, skincare included.
And what's key, I think, is how open she's been about her own skin issues. Acne, hyperpigmentation, sensitivity. She's talked about it all.
Yeah, which makes her current radiance feel, earned, like the result of a real journey, not just good genes.
Exactly. It's not about chasing some impossible ideal of perfection. It's about the process. And she champions that natural beauty vibe, minimal makeup sometimes, embracing things others might hide. People respond to that realness.
They really do. It makes this whole topic feel less like just another celebrity routine and more like a genuine self-care evolution.
Precisely. So, okay, let's get into the actual nuts and bolts of her 2025 skincare routine.
All right. So digging into the sources, looks like double cleansing is still fundamental for her. Starting with gentle oil cleanser, Tatcha's camellia oil keeps popping up. Why start with oil? What's the thinking there?
Okay, so the oil cleanser, it's brilliant because oil dissolves oil, right? So it gently lifts off makeup, your SPF, any excess sebum, all that stuff, without stripping your skin.
Makes sense.
Then you follow up with a hydrating cleanser like that Youth of the People Superfood one she supposedly uses to actually wash away all the impurities the oil loosened up. Plus that one's loaded with antioxidants. Kale, spinach.
Antioxidants, always good. Okay, next step seems to be serum. And niacinamide looks like a real hero ingredient for her, especially for tackling, post-blemish marks, redness. She's apparently used ones from Naturium or the Inky List. What makes niacinamide so effective for those things?
Niacinamide, it's a form of vitamin B3. It's just such a powerhouse, honestly.
Yeah.
It does so many things. It helps strengthen the skin barrier, which calms things down, reduces sensitivity, redness.
Ah, okay.
And it also kind of interrupts the process where pigment gets transferred into skin cells.
Yeah.
That's why it's good for fading that hyperpigmentation, those dark spots. And the fact she uses brands like Naturium or the Inky List, which are pretty accessible, that's cool too. Shows you don't always need the super expensive stuff for results.
Yeah, that's a great point. Okay, moisturizer. In 2025, it seems like she's leaning into adaptogen-based creams. Moon Youth's Cosmic Cream was mentioned. Adaptogens? What are they and what do they do in a moisturizer?
Right, adaptogens. They're basically herbs, mushrooms, things like that, traditionally used to help your body, adapt to stress. In skincare, the idea is they might help make the skin more resilient to environmental damage, maybe calm inflammation.
Huh, interesting.
So using a moisturizer of those fits that sort of holistic, calming vibe she seems to have.
And sunscreen. Always sunscreen. Sounds like she's super consistent with SPF. Black Girl Sunscreen, Supergoop Unseen.
Yeah.
Why those two specifically? Any reason they stand out?
Well, yeah, they're both really popular for good reasons. Black Girl Sunscreen was a game changer because it was made specifically not to leave that chalky white cast on darker skin tones, which was a huge issue for ages.
Right, I've heard that.
And Supergoop's Unseen is just this clear kind of silicone-y gel. It feels like nothing, works great under makeup, so loads of people love it. Her choices really highlight finding an SPF you actually like wearing every single day. That's the key.
Absolutely. Now, this skin cycling thing she's apparently experimenting with, using actives like retinol maybe every third night, with recovery nights in between. Tell me more about that.
Yeah, skin cycling. It's basically a strategy, right? A way to use potent ingredients like retinol, which can be irritating, especially when you start, or if your skin's sensitive without overwhelming your skin.
Okay.
So you have your active night with the retinol, getting those benefits like cell turnover, collagen boost, all that.
Yeah.
But then you have recovery nights where you just focus on hydration and barrier repair.
Ah, so you build the barrier back up.
Exactly. It lets the skin heal, reduces the chance of irritation, redness, peeling. It's often a much more sustainable way to use strong ingredients long term.
Right.
Makes retinol less scary for people,
That makes a lot of sense. So this routine, it feels very deliberate. When did this kind of focused approach really kick in for SZA? Was it always like this?
Oh, definitely not. She's talked about her early career, experimenting a lot, trying different things, sometimes, making things worse, which I think a lot of us can relate to, that trial and error phase.
For sure. But it seems like around, 2020 to 2022, maybe during the pandemic lockdown, something shifted. She started really digging into skin biology, ingredient science.
Yeah, it seems that way. I think for a lot of people, that period was a time for slowing down, maybe focusing inward a bit more, researching things. It sounds like for SZA, it was a chance to really understand why her skin behaved the way it did, beyond just trying product after product.
And she said something really telling, didn't she? Like, healing my skin was part of healing myself.
Exactly. That points to a much deeper connection she found between her mental state, her overall well-being, and what was showing up on her skin. That's powerful.
So by 2023, it seems like she'd landed on a more consistent kind of minimalist routine. And now, 2025, it feels even more streamlined, focused on balance, not perfection. It clearly wasn't overnight.
No way. It was definitely a journey, learning, adjusting, finding what truly worked for her skin. And that gradual process, the ups and downs, that's probably why so many people connect with her story. It feels achievable,
Okay, let's shift to the where. Where does she actually get these products, and where does the inspiration for her approach come from?
It seems like a real mix, actually. You see some higher-end stuff, like the Tatcha maybe, but then she's also apparently finding things at places like Credo Beauty. They focus on clean beauty, but also like Sephora and even Target.
Okay, so accessible stuff too.
Yeah, that blend makes it feel less intimidating, more relatable than if it was all super exclusive, expensive products.
And she still does some DIY stuff too, right? Honey, turmeric, green tea masks. What's the thinking there, you think? Sticking with some natural roots?
Could be. I mean, using those simple ingredients can feel grounding, maybe. A way to connect with natural textures, know exactly what's going on in your skin. Plus, those ingredients do have benefits. Honey's moisturizing, antibacterial. Turmeric can be anti-inflammatory. Green tea's full of antioxidants. It suggests she values simple, maybe even traditional nourishment for her skin alongside the newer science stuff.
Right. And it ties into her whole wellness focus too, doesn't it? Meditation, diet, herbal teas. How much do you think those internal things play a part in the external glow?
Oh, huge. It's all connected, isn't it? Skincare isn't just topical. Managing stress through meditation, we know stress hormones can wreak havoc on skin. Eating well gives your skin the nutrients it needs. Herbal teas can offer internal antioxidant support. It shows she gets that holistic picture.
Yeah.
She also seems aware of things like K-beauty trends, but she doesn't just jump on every bandwagon. She seems to adapt things to fit her own, simpler philosophy.
And it's really cool that she's given credit to Black women in the skincare space, like the esthetician Nyamka, Robert Smith, the beautyologist. What does that signal about her approach?
It signals that she's not just relying on hype or her own trial and error. She's seeking out actual expertise, learning from people who have deep knowledge, especially about diverse skin types and concerns. It shows her approach is built on research, intention, and respecting that kind of community wisdom. It's not just random.
Okay, so bringing it all together, the big why. Why does this routine, this whole philosophy seem to work so well for her? What's the secret sauce?
Well, I think fundamentally it's because it's grounded in both science, like using proven ingredients and really good self-awareness. She seems to genuinely understand her skin.
Right.
It's not a one-size-fits-all routine copied from somewhere. It's customized based on her research, her experiences, her specific skin needs.
And it sounds like a big part of it is not overdoing things, respecting the skin barrier, avoiding constant harsh exfoliation. Why is that barrier protection so key?
That skin barrier, your stratum corneum, it's like your skin security guard,
Yeah.
It keeps moisture in and keeps irritants, pollution, bacteria out. If you damage it by over-exfoliating or using products that are too harsh,
Everything goes wrong.
pretty much. You get inflammation, redness, sensitivity, dryness, even more breakouts. So her focus on gentleness and barrier support is really crucial for long-term skin health.
And that self-awareness piece, again, it seems like she really listens to her skin. Adjusting things based on how it feels day to day, not just rigidly following a plan. How vital is that skill?
Oh, it's paramount, honestly. Your skin isn't static. It changes with hormones, seasons, stress levels, travel, everything. Being able to tune in, notice those subtle signals, and tweak your routine, Maybe skip an active, add more hydration. That's what makes the routine truly effective and sustainable. You have to be flexible.
And we can't skip the mental health connection she makes, talking about stress affecting her skin and how things like meditation, maybe even therapy, have helped. How direct is that link?
It's incredibly direct. The mind-skin connection is very real, scientifically documented. Stress triggers cortisol release, which drives inflammation throughout the body, including the skin. It can worsen acne, eczema, rosacea, you name it.
Wow.
So by actively managing her mental well-being, she's tackling a major root cause, or at least a major contributing factor, to skin issues. That holistic view, mental, physical, emotional, that's a huge piece of why her approach is so effective for her.
And I think you hit on it earlier, that whole comprehensive strategy, internal and external, is why people trust her take on it. It doesn't feel like she's just shilling products. It feels like she's sharing something real about self-care.
Exactly. It's the authenticity again. The results seem rooted in that genuine journey of understanding herself, inside and out. That resonates more than any marketing campaign.
So, okay, wrapping this up, our deep dive into SZA's 2025 skincare. It really shows this blend of smart product choices based on science.
Yep, effective ingredients.
Combined with really mindful practices, self-care, and just knowing her own skin inside out.
Totally. The big takeaways for you listening are probably that consistency really is king. Taking time to truly understand your skin is vital, and remembering that skin health is often just one part of your overall well-being. It's all connected.
Absolutely. So maybe as you think about your own skincare, you don't need to copy SZA's exact products, but maybe embrace those core ideas, that consistency, that self-understanding, that holistic view.
Yeah, definitely. And it makes you think, doesn't it? How well do you really know your own skin right now? How consistent are you? Maybe this chat sparked something for you, perhaps looking deeper into an ingredient she uses, or even just paying more attention to how your stress levels might be showing up on your face.